All right, it is day 4. Welcome back. If you have been sticking with this series so far, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is day 4, and I think I have a really good topic for you. When I was putting these topics together, I was like, I really just want to talk about things that no one's really talking about. And they may be like creators and small business owners. They may be thinking these things in their head, but they're like, well, how do I navigate this? Like, what do I do? Like, is there a solution? And sometimes I feel like as business owners and creators, we overthink so much that we make things more complicated than they need to be. So I think that this topic today, if you saw the topic, you already know what it's about. But sometimes we just run into days or weeks or months where you just have nothing to say. You have nothing to produce for your audience. You have nothing to give. Maybe your bandwidth has reached its end. Maybe you need to, maybe that's a sign that you need to just pause, reflect, rest, go away, or just enjoy some time at home with your family. So, we're going to talk about that today. Um, so, if you've ever sat down and you wanted to create content and nothing comes to you, this video is definitely for you. Even if it's not like creating content, even if you have like a moment where you're like, okay, I know I need to do this for my business. I need to sit down and do this. Whatever idea that is that you have, it could be a course that you're trying to put together. It doesn't necessarily have to be um, and a course can be considered content, okay? Like I always say, everything is content, but it could be anything. If nothing comes to you, if you're in that space right now where you're like, oh my gosh, nothing's coming to me, I have no ideas, this video is for you. So let's let's normalize this and say, some weeks you just have nothing to say, and that's okay. This is me giving you permission to say to yourself, you know what? I don't really have anything to say this week. I'm just going to use that as a sign to just take a break. And I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So let's just go right in. I have some points that I jotted down that I wanted to go over. And um, let's just be real. Creative dips or like ideas that come and go and flee, and they may sound good one day, and then you're like thinking it over and you're like, no, I don't like that. That doesn't sound right to me. That is okay. That's not a failure. Every creator, every business owner, we go through these things. We go through these seasons, these moments, right? So every creator hits weeks where ideas just kind of feel flat, right? Um, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, overthinking and forcing. Overthinking and forcing content makes everything worse. You never, ever, ever want to find yourself overthinking or trying to force something, right? So when you feel like you're having a week where it's like really, really flat and you just like no ideas are coming to you, like even if you're like one that uses Chat GPT and it's like, no, that idea is not hitting, I don't like that. And you keep asking it, like, can we reframe this? Can we rework this? And it's still not hitting, like, don't force it. Do not force it because it just makes things worse. Okay. So, the more pressure, the less authentic the output is going to be. I want you to write that down. I want you to remember that. The more pressure you put on something, the less authentic it is when it starts to come out. If you sit with something, study something, research something, get it in you if you're passionate about it and you've taken the time to really dig deeper in a specific topic or a specific idea that you want to do, the authentic output is going to feel authentic, right? So let's break the cycle, okay? Um, let's reflect on posting and just posting for posting's sake, like just to get something out there, right? Because a lot of people do that. They want to post something for fear of um, the algorithm messing up or fear that their audience is not going to see them or, whatever the case is, right? Downtime is good. Downtime for you is good. Downtime for your brand is good. Sometimes in certain situations, people think that their audience is out there 24/7 just looking at their content when that is not the case, right? Um, People sometimes will miss your content, right? Depending on how things go on their algorithm, their feeds, and whatever. So don't think that you have to always be on and always have something to say and just posting just to post, right? Use downtime, use it to journal, use it to review your goals, and maybe like some mental space, like, and use it to kind of brainstorm some new ideas that's going to resonate with you, that will then in turn resonate with your audience. Because like we said, the more pressure you put on something, the less authentic it's going to be coming out, right? So I have an action step for you. This is a challenge that I want to put out to you for this week. And throughout all of these videos, I'll be giving you some like action steps or a small challenge, or I'll ask a question in the comments or something like that. But this particular session, I want you to take one day this week and journal or reflect instead of posting, right? Because if you're in this funk where you're feeling like you have nothing to say, journaling can help you. You may start to journal, and then the ideas will start to unfold for you. Okay. So take one day, journal, reflect, and see what happens at the end of this week. Okay. So ideas that come naturally without pressure are going to come as you journal. And make sure you note that. Make sure you put, oh my gosh, this is an idea that I had. It just came to me. Write it down. Even put a note next to it that says, oh, this can be a content idea, or this could be something that I talk about on my blog, or this could be something that I talk about on my podcast with a guest. It could be anything. You never know. When I journal, and side note, I hate journaling. I hate journaling. Like, I hate writing it out. I do have the journal app on my phone, but I hate writing it out. But I feel better after I get it out, because every time I start to write, the ideas will come, things will flow. Even I found myself like watching, sometimes I'll watch certain things, like if it's on YouTube or like Instagram, and I see like a business page that I'm following, or, whatever it is, it'll spark some ideas. So I'm not saying just to doom scroll. I'm not saying to just sit on your phone and scroll, but you never know when it could happen for you. But it won't happen for you if you're not putting yourself in the position for it to happen, for it to be unlocked, for the creativity to flow. So I do highly suggest journaling and looking for some other avenues where you can have that creative juice flowing. So take one day this week to journal and reflect anything that pops into your mind, like, oh, this could be something I could use for content, right? Um, so yes, that's it. Like, no pressure. It's okay to pause if you feel like you don't have anything to say this week. Last month I was so quiet. I was so quiet on my brand page. Not for no reason. I was busy, helping assist my senior leader with Soul Detox, which is it's planned out every year. I do that on purpose. So I was very quiet with my brand. I didn't really show up. I posted here and there, but I allowed myself to be free of that pressure so that I could, I jotted down some ideas that I wanted to do when February came back around, and I took the pressure off of myself because I wanted to be able to show up fully for my audience. I wanted to be able to show up authentically for my audience. And sometimes you need a break. Like, sometimes you just need to take a break from social media. It is healthy to do that, and I feel like sometimes too, we feel like we need to post the same type of content, the same way. It's okay to evolve. You're going to evolve. Your audience is going to evolve. People are going to follow you. People are going to unfollow you. People are going to like what you say sometimes. People aren't going to like what you say sometimes. People are going to find your content helpful, and some people won't find your content helpful. But those people that need to hear what you have to say will be there to hear what you have to say. So anytime you post, anytime you decide to show up, they're going to be there. So don't feel bad about taking a break, taking a pause. especially when you notice that you have nothing to say. I mean, I know sometimes people say, "Oh, there's always something to say," but there's sometimes you just don't have anything to say. You don't have anything else to give for many reasons. You could be going through something. You could have the bandwidth. It's just not the capacity is not there anymore. You may need to revamp and think of some new, fresh ideas so that you can have something to say, so that you can have something to put out there to your audience that will then generate more ideas, and that the creative juices will always be flowing. I'm always trying to put myself in a place where the creative juices flow. I never ever let myself get too stuck in the stagnancy of not progressing and not, um, educating myself and feeding my brain, especially about social media, because this field is so saturated. So I like to bring my own spin to this. So just take this time, journal, you know, do some research, or have some conversations with some people that may get some juices flowing, other entrepreneurs who are doing something similar to what you're doing, or just being in a creative space, being in some social groups, that can help you with your creative juices and all of that. So that is the word for today. Sometimes you just don't have anything to say, and that's fine. So if you know somebody that's out there that is overthinking, that is stressing about what to post, send this to them. Send this to them ASAP, because this is what they need. Because it's okay. It's okay to pause. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm not going to post today because I don't want to post this and regret it later. And I want it to be authentic, and I don't want it to seem that I'm not authentic, right? So take the time. It's okay. If this resonates with you, please hit like and subscribe. I go through stuff like this deeper in my 3-month program with my clients. I usually take on 3 people. This year I'm doing it twice a year. Twice a year. Last year I did it 3 times a year, so I had 3 cohorts, and I'm only doing it twice. So this first one opens up March 1st. So if you would like to be considered, go to my website, and everything is in the description of this video. Go to my website, book a free consultation. I would be more than happy to talk with you and get your ideas, your plans, your goals, and see if this is the right fit for you. Until tomorrow, make sure you journal, and make sure you just take a breather. Just don't even post today. You don't. It's okay to take a break from posting. You don't have to post every day. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m.